I went to Los Angeles to pursue acting. I giggle, it's just funny. Shout out to my mom. She did get me this book when I decided to get out of really good career. Dropped everything to pursue acting. My mom even wrote me a note on the inside. Failure will never overtake you if your determination to succeed is strong enough. That was a good one. It's very, very true. And that's kind of what this whole video is about. Hey guys, what's going on? Today's video is going to be pretty much what I had to do to get this guy right here. Oh, you guys can probably see yourself in the reflection. What I had to do to get 100,000 subscribers, which by the way, would not be possible without everybody that has supported me, and I wanted to say thank you. So a reason why I'm in this new space, and let's get into all of that to not only talk about the road to 100,000 subscribers, but I'm also going to talk about where I see this year, 2021, going, as well as future years to come. So stay tuned for all of that. Here we go. I am sitting in my YouTube studio that is brand new, and it's so new, I haven't built anything out in it. The last video I did, I was sitting in front of my fireplace at my new house that I rented, I have not bought. And we're gonna get into all of that later in the video. It's gonna be the second half of the video. But I got called out on my last video, which was the Ghost Awards. I talked about all the vans that I thought were the best, and I made up categories, and I think next year Ghost Awards are going to be really a lot of fun. I was kind of testing the waters with that last video, so I liked it. It was a lot of fun, and I want to continue doing those. In those comments, I got called out pretty big time actually for not having the proper acoustics. My voice was very echoey because I'm inside of a house that doesn't have a lot of things because I'm a minimalist. There wasn't really anything to really bounce my voice or absorb my voice. So I started building up my YouTube studio. It's nowhere near done. However, I do have these guys. These are foam pads. So I will be placing these throughout my studio, which I'm sitting in right now. Ooh. And I'll give you guys a quick little look at it if you'd like. So I got my GoPro here that I'll kind of just spin around my chair, and you guys will be able to see my little studio going on here. That's one desk right here, and that's just my laptop, yay. This is gonna be my real desk over here. So this cool desk right here is gonna be my actual backdrop of the desk. The camera will be where I am right here, and it'll be pointing here. This will have a wall here that'll be like a pallet wall. Those are just for looks. Those are some river tables that I eventually will get into. This table is sitting in a form or a bath that I'm going to be pouring epoxy. You may see some epoxy right there that's like bluish. Got a little green in here, and then there's going to be an orange and a purple. So it's going to go from orange to purple to blue to green, and it's going to fill this entire thing, and there's going to be lights from underneath, and that's actually going to be my table or my desk, and I'm going to get a nice computer, a new computer to edit on. You guys kind of get what I'm saying here. Okay, was this thing an accident? Was 100,000 subscribers an accident? Yes and no. Way back to 2001, now 20 years ago. Oh my God, am I old. 2001, I graduated high school. And I went into college immediately. Never took a year off, just went right into college. Went into college for architecture. It's a technical school, it's called Wentworth. It's in Boston, that's where I'm from. After 2 years of architecture school, they actually require you to either apply for the architecture program, or you can go and get a 4-year degree for architectural engineering. The architectural degree is an added year, so it's actually a 5-year degree. So I made the decision to not even apply for the architecture program. So I eventually graduated with a 4-year architectural engineering degree, which I believe is a Bachelor of Science. Was working mostly as project manager or assistant project manager, and then went to go work for a company out in Las Vegas, pretty much a project manager. Now, if anybody understands what a project manager does, we just oversee huge projects. The last project I worked on was a $220 million. Anyways, I actually ended up quitting that job after a year or two. I went to Los Angeles to pursue acting. I giggle, it's just funny. Like, it's just a funny thing to say. Shout out to my mom. She did get me this book when I decided to get out of really good career that a 23-year-old was making, you know, a lot of money at, pretty much had himself set up, dropped everything to pursue acting. Oof. My mom even wrote me a note on the inside. Failure will never overtake you if your determination to succeed is strong enough. That was a good one. It's very, very true. And that's kind of what this whole video is about. I had dreams and goals back then, way back, to be a successful actor, to work in entertainment. Does this look like it belongs in Hollywood? Because it didn't. Did not book a lot. You guys can go to my IMDb page. Did not book a lot. That led into improv. And improv, I went to a school, improv. I was doing workshops, I was doing seminars. I met with a lot of really cool casting directors. I met with a lot of directors. I met with a lot of agents, managers. I met with all of those people. I worked for an agency. I worked for free for an agency for like 6 months because I wanted to learn the inner side of the business side of things. I've had friends that have booked really big commercials. I've had friends that have booked really big TV shows. I have a friend that is actually a famous actor. That was my world for a long time. After improv, that led into stand-up comedy. I fell in love with stand-up comedy. It was a release for me. It was a way for me to express what I've always wanted to do, and I didn't know it. Shout out to my first stand-up teacher, Judith. My original YouTube channel, I wanted to base it around stand-up. So I'm gonna start to tie it all together for everybody right now. Was it an accident that I started a YouTube channel and it just started to do well? I don't think so, and a lot of people are like, I wish I could be, guys, I have a lot to learn. I'm trying to learn every single day what to do and how to do it better. I am a one-man show. I did used to hire an editor. I haven't hired an editor for a long time. But guys, I'm always evolving. I'm always learning, and I love to always learn. It's really good to get feedback from you guys, and I listen to you guys. I listen to every single person that gives me constructive criticism or gives me praise. I listen to everybody out there. Listen to your audience, because your audience is going to dictate what is best for you. I think Gary Vee says it way better than I just did. You get my point. During all of those workshops, pursuing acting, improv, and then stand-up comedy, during all of that, I actually went to YouTube seminars. Luckily enough, I was in the city of Los Angeles, and I went to it anytime there was a free seminar that I could go to. And I learned a lot from that. This is not something that happens in a week, in a month. It's not quick. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. I'm sure a lot of people have said that. This video is also a 3-year anniversary of when I put my first video out. Don't give up if you are trying to do something. Granted, I have a degree in architectural engineering, design background. I've always had the woodworking in me because my father was a carpenter for many years, and then he, oddly enough, was a project manager, which is what I gave up on. The construction background, project managing background with entertainment background merged together, and bada bing, bada boom, I got myself a YouTube channel. This was not a happy accident. Everything that I have been doing, I had goals of doing all of this. I had aspirations. I worked towards all of this. And I'm not saying that nobody else can. Of course you guys all can. I hope you guys all do, and I hope you guys start hitting me up for questions on how to do certain things with YouTube, because I can help. All right, so enough out of really how I got to this. I feel like there's so much more to talk about in what happened the last 3 years. So everything I was just saying kind of was like me leading up to the start of my YouTube channel. The last 3 years have been a roller coaster ride. Like I said, my first video that came out on January 2nd, 2018, and that was actually a tribute to my brother that kind of introduced me to van life. The first 2 years of these 3 years were probably the hardest when it came to trying to make a living off of this and trying to earn any money off of YouTube. I didn't start earning 6 months, I want to say. I didn't really start making any good money off of YouTube until 2020, end of 2019. The new threshold is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, which is the accumulative of 240,000 watch minutes. Guys, that's not easy to do. I know this. Once you even reach that threshold, you still gotta do a lot. You still gotta produce content, and you still gotta be entertaining. And if you're doing how-to videos, you gotta keep on doing the how-to videos. There's a lot of work that goes into this. This is not easy. I know that all of you don't think it is easy. I'm just telling you that you choose to do this life, just know what you're getting yourself into. I knew what I was getting myself into because I talked about that a minute ago, about getting into all this stuff. First couple years was a struggle. Original goal was a video every 10 days. I finished off the year with about 50 videos, 1 per week. In 2019, I said, okay, now I'm gonna start doing 2 videos a week. Things were going well. And then I did another van build. I wanted to do another van build for a bunch of different reasons. I wanted to do more of a how-to video on van building, and I wanted to up my game in regards to living the van life because I wanted to live more extravagantly. However, as anybody that is a van life YouTuber knows this, It is very, very difficult to film and build. It's not easy, especially if you're a one-man show or even two people. It's not easy to keep up with the editing as well as the filming as well as the building. There's way too many things happening. So I kind of lost touch with that. I started making good money, but it wasn't enough to support myself. I had a nervous breakdown October of 2019 because I was about 3 to 4 weeks away from needing to find a job. I quit my 9-to-5 job in April of 2019. And then in around October, I had that nervous breakdown where I was like, I've been trying to pursue my own dreams now for 6 months. I have to go back to finding a job because I was going broke. I sat down with some really cool people in my life. There was about 3 or 4 of them. And they all said to me, take what I know and kind of turn it into a business. Not only did I do that, I started consulting back then, by the way. So I've been consulting for over a year now. It's been, I guess, a year and 3 months or something like that. And I didn't really know what I was doing. I had to learn that process too. And I gave a lot of free consultations as well because I didn't know what I was doing. Now it's all dialed in. Now I'm really happy with it. But anyways, and I also doubled down on YouTube. I doubled down on my video content, my quality, worked my buns off to get what I wanted out of YouTube. You know, a year later, I do pretty well. Now, about a month ago, I told myself that I'm gonna double down again. Not so much on YouTube, but it's actually doubling down on my entire business. That's kind of a good segue for me to go into what I think 2021 has in store, or what I'm trying to do with 2021. I'm sitting in my house, like I said, I'm sitting in my YouTube studio. This is, I guess, Ghost Town 1. And Ghost Town to me, by the way, Ghost, people that want to know what Ghost is, it stands for Ground Home Operation Stealth Transportation. I do have other acronyms for other identities. The Ground Home Operation Stealth Transportation has to do with van life. Actually, one of the viewers commented it. I have another, what meaning is for the woodworking, and I have another meaning like the tiny home community that I've come up with, which is Ghost Town. So this is Ghost Town 1.0. This is a rental. This is not be one of the summertime places that a lot of van lifers come and hang out with, because I have a yard and I'm in a really cool city in Central Oregon. My idea, what I want to do, and this is something that I'm probably not going to break ground on because guess what? I don't have the money. I want to do an actual ghost town, and I want to have a tiny home community, rentals of tiny homes that I build and I designed, and I want to do van parking for people with vans to come by and park and plug in. And there's also going to be a shop on site for anybody that needs to get work done. This is going to be a lot of, you know, permits. There's going to be a lot of what I can do on certain property. I'm probably going to need a commercial property because of all these things that I want to do. I want to keep it in Bend. I really love it in the city. Is it going to happen in a week from now? No. Is it going to happen in a month from now? No. Unless I hit the lottery, but I don't play the lottery, so it's really hard to do. Is it going to happen in a year from now? I really hope it starts to, yes. That is Ghost Town in itself, which is its own entity, whatever. The business side of things, I'm double downing on the consulting, now getting into designing for people. I've talked about this before, but I'm going to be designing floor plans for people, clients, mostly. I'm gonna now be the general contractor to people's builds. I know the lingo, I know how to talk to things. I'm going to start that side of my business where I am like a van life agent, I think is what somebody called it earlier, where I can not only consult with you about products and things like that. And again, most builders have that in-house, but some don't. And there's some builders really talented and good and have all the business licensing and have all the insurance and have shop space, but they don't have a person like me in-house. And I can't be in-house for only one person. I want to be in a bunch of different places for a bunch of different people because there's plenty of love to go around in this industry. I know I talked about this about 4 months ago. I am going to be doing an ebook. I am holding myself accountable because I'm going to say it right into the camera that it will be done by the end of January. I'm going to market it in a way that this is going to be the last ebook you're ever going to need, because I'm going to give you guys an ebook at an inexpensive price, and I'm going to give you an ebook that's going to be very detailed. And then I'm going to do a masterclass on top of that ebook. So there's going to be an ebook and a masterclass on top of the consulting. I know, it's crazy. I'm crazy. Do I have too much going on? I don't care. I can do it all. On top of all of that is what's behind me is woodworking. I love to do woodworking. That is more of a hobby to me. Now I'm set up at Ghost Town, mini Ghost Town. Ooh, like that, mini Ghost Town. I have space to do my woodworking. I have a YouTube studio and I have a place to sleep. My bedroom's right there. And I have a living room, which is what my last video was in, which was the cool ambiance with the fire and everything. Yeah. However, I will be doing Lagoon tabletops. I will be doing coffee tables and maybe desk tabletops. I love working with epoxy and wall art, coasters, cutting boards. Stay tuned for all of that to come because I'm gonna have products on my website really soon, jarrodtocci.com. I am not gonna be doing custom tables. They're gonna be one-of-a-kind tables because guess what? Those 2 tables, I'm never gonna be able to replicate again. I carved in the river by hand and there's no way I'm gonna try and redo those colors again. Well, the blue one was kind of easy, but that one on the left over there, that was not easy. Those are all a bunch of different colors and everything. Wait until you guys to see that aspect of my business because I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about the consulting and the masterclass and the ebook and obviously YouTube because I'm going to up my game when it comes to tours. I'm going to be doing a lot more tours of different vehicles, not just vans, but overlanding rigs, tiny homes, unique living, anything that somebody has created, I'm gonna bring it to you guys. All of that is happening in 2021. This is a longer video than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. I'm gonna wrap this up. If you guys have any questions, please comment below and I do read them. If you have any concerns or anything like that, you can email me. I have to get to my emails. Ugh. Oh, my merch is coming out. My merch, oh my God, jarrodtocci.com/shop. Video is too long. All right guys, I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys later. Later!